Thunder, and no, it was so dope. The event was so dope. Nobody was leaving, so
So everybody just feel.
yeah, we had like it got to the point where like they had to come up to me and was like, because the artists were paint. It was a dope scenario for the artists, right? Because you got the cover that goes over you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're actually protected. So the artists were still painting while it was raining, and it was like usually you get the live paint outside, but you don't get the live paint in the rain. So they were locked in. I had to go tap them on the shoulder and said, "Bruh, this is a lightweight hurricane out here, and you painting it, which is a dope visual." But and they didn't care. Like it was beautiful, man. It was to the point where it was actually like confirmation how dope this thing is. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like,
I'm not gonna
oh,
lie. That would have
yeah.
been one of those things. I'm like, if I put the canvas out in the rain and get some rain on it, what's that
Woo.
gonna do to it?
Yo, the artist's mind is dangerous, cuz the artist's mind is dangerous for sure. For sure. It's a thing, man.
Order in the court.
But you know what, hey man, so we got Barrel and Flow coming up. It's coming up. It's happening. We here
Yes.
again this year. And I usually start by asking the artist, what's she experienced with Barrel and Flow.
So last year was my first barrel and flow. My husband came and helped me out as my plus one. And
Absolutely.
well, you were the first person I met, and you were so hospitable. I think we told you this last year, but you were the best gig I ever had. Like you were so hospitable. You showed us around. You helped me put my stuff up. You were so nice. But like most of the time, as an artist, when you get a gig, it's just like, all right, this is where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Have at it. And then they just leave you alone, and you got to figure it all out yourself. Which, I mean, as a creative, you kind of used to like having to figure it out anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
because nothing ever goes like 100% how you expect it to go. So you just got to roll with it. But it was nice that somebody like was actually there trying to support us. It was lit, and not to mention the overall vibe of the event as a whole. Like, man, it was like
Yeah.
carnival for adults. That's what it was, a vibey carnival for adults. Everything that we want to get into.
Yo, but that's the whole point of it too, man. Like being an artist, understanding how that feels. You know what I mean? When you go to a place that you're invited but still don't feel welcome. Like the whole purpose of Barrel and Flow was to give you a kiss on the cheek. You know what I mean? To let you know like we see you out here, and to give you that white glove service. You know what I mean? So you saying that to me, man, was that means we had the mission accomplished, and that's how we're gonna do it every year that this thing is going on to the end of the time, man. So I'm happy, and y'all were so easy to work with. When you see an artist and they see an artist that they know is there to support them, like there's a connection there. Like I know what y'all going through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make sure that I can add value to the whole experience. That's my main thing. It wasn't about the outcome of the artwork or anything else. But the one thing is when y'all left, I wanted to make sure y'all felt like y'all got the white glove service, and that it was one of the best experiences that you ever had, because that's how people should be treating you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how
Preach.
they should treat. That's how they should be treating you. So a lot of times we expect something from somebody, but if you don't tell them or you don't show them, um, then they don't know how to ask for it. Like
Hmm.
because you experienced that, like no, you know what a top quality event is supposed to feel like, and that's
Exactly.
and that's. But we got top quality artists. You better treat them like that. Like this is the top. These are the top artists on this side of the Mississippi. You better what? You know what I'm saying? What?
I'm too humble to receive this. Don't do that.
Yo, you cold blooded, man. You cold blooded for that. That was great. That actually put you up higher. That put you up higher. You know what I mean? Sounded like royalty out here. You are, but you are though. So but last year, so the experience, what gems did you capture from that? Like, what did you see that that you've never seen before, really?
Besides the space, because we don't have spaces like that in Cleveland. I think the closest thing we got is this strip mall called Pinecrest, but it does not top what that particular space was. I think that was the first thing I noticed, and how well you guys utilized the space. You guys had us. I don't want scattered across the cosmos is not the word I want to use. Because the placements I could tell were intentional, but you guys had us split up in this place where it's like, all right, if you want to see the art, you can be anywhere and see the art happening, and it's going to be something different happening in every section. So that's the main thing I noticed. There was something going on different in every area. You were going to find something to do no matter where you were at in the space. Um,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that because in the time, like before my shift went, because I was the last shift. Yeah, I was the last shift. So I basically got to enjoy the event before I got to do anything.
I,
And
I was worried about you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, hopefully she don't enjoy it too much out here. We get her to do this shit. Cause I'm telling you, that later shift could be dangerous, bro. Cause you got 3 hours to explore, go see different things, drink some different
true life.
beer. Like you gotta make it. You gotta make it to the end. Like it's a real thing. Yeah. But it's that dope. And then you get caught up in the moment. Time goes, like you don't even see the
True.
time going.
I
It's
had to set an
crazy.
alarm. I set an alarm for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, it's a real thing, man.
Yeah, but yeah, it was definitely, it wasn't a what you call it, where it was like a lull or anything like that, and
Yeah.
feeling like it in the fun or anything like that. No, there was always something to do. And like the brewery vendors, I can't remember their name, but they had like a apple flavored one, and they
Mm.
put ice cream on top, like they put ice cream on top of it, so they basically made like a beer float. And I wish I could remember their name, because if they're coming back this year, I got to find them again.
Yo, everyone that was there last year, I think 95% of them are going to be back this year. And I guarantee you somebody's going to be seeking them out as well. You'll find them. You'll find them. We'll have
That
some more, we'll have more this time too, I think too. So every year it grows. So this is going to be crazy.
Yes,
It's
I
going to be
love
crazy.
fruit and I love like ice creamy type stuff. So that was right up my alley. So
Yeah.
anybody, hey, any brewers that got the citrusy or desserty stuff, come find me while I'm painting, please,
Yo,
and just bring it to the table and we'll trade print for brew.
oh yeah. Speak it into existence, man. Speak it into existence. It's like that out here. Speaking of Prince, you brought other things like so it's one thing for the artists to have the canvas and do the live painting, which was dope last year. I love that, what you did. I'm gonna put a picture right up right here of what you did last year. But you also got an opportunity to have a table and sell prints. So
Hmm.
what was that experience like? Because you know, we make sure we pay your top dollar to do the live painting, but that's not the only opportunity there. There's artists that you can buy their work.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I would say having a plus one was such a clutch for that.
Mm.
Because when
I,
you get in the zone, you are not thinking about commerce
yeah.
at all. That's the
Yeah.
last thing I was thinking of. So I'm grateful that my husband was there to help me, because he has the gift of gab, and he was there to keep everybody at the table so that I would remember. I'm like, oh, people are here. Hi, how are you doing? um,
Man.
he was able to keep the money flowing. So I appreciate that. But anybody who does this, if this is your first time doing this, please bring a plus one if you're going to sell something, because God, that helps. Trying to paint and sell at the same time. I've done it before. It's not the most efficient thing in the world. It can be
Never.
done, but if you can get help, get help.
Yeah, it's the key, man, because that's the one thing, because the environment has this energy where artists that are live painting, they get locked in. You know what I mean? They get locked in, and it's one thing to when you're locked in like that to stop and start. So I always tell all the artists, that any
Hmm.
artist in the future, if you want to do this, make sure that you automatically get a extra ticket for this reason. You know what I'm saying? To bring someone with you to handle that portion of it because they will be coming as well. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be people that are going to want your pieces after you get done painting or while you're painting, they want to purchase some of your work. They really appreciate it, man. People came out and supported like no other last year and the year
Man.
before, and we expecting it to get even bigger this year, which is yeah, and the best part is, and this is another reason why, you returning just like Jordan in the finals. You know what I'm saying? I had to put that up there like that. But it's because I always love for artists to really see what it is, have the expectation, but once they get the information, to utilize the information to capitalize off the opportunity. You know what I mean? So this year, we're gonna talk about this year because that was last year. We got a whole new Barrel and Flow 5 coming in right now. And I want to see, what your experience last year. What are you gonna take into it this year?
Ooh, remember to
Ooh.
bring a pencil.
Hey,
That's my biggest takeaway. Remember to bring a pencil.
I wasn't expecting that answer. I'm gonna be honest with you. I
I
wasn't expecting that answer. Why
swear.
why
I
why do you need a pencil, man?
swear. Because I forgot to bring my pencil with me in my big tote of art stuff. I forgot a pencil, thinking that, oh, it's my big box of art stuff. I got a pencil in there. Did not
Yeah.
have a pencil in there, so I had to sketch my stuff out entirely in Sharpie. And perfectionist me hated every bit of that. And I swear that was probably my only takeaway for that whole event. Steve was like, my husband was like, if you had to change anything about that event, what would it be? Remembering to bring my pencil. And to this day, if I had to pick anything, I'm like, I had to remember to bring a pencil next time.
That's experience right there. That's experience. That's what that is. But see, that makes the piece you did last year even doper, right? Because that was true art. Like a lot of times I feel like not having everything creates the best work because you got to work with parameters. And you really get to see that means you were pushing beyond your comfort zone last year. And I
Yeah,
could
that was.
You were so locked in. You were so locked in. I couldn't even tell. It just felt like everything was right. And yo, and before we get off here, I want to say shout out to your husband. Your husband
Yes.
is a real one, star player. Man, I can't wait to see him this year. I can't wait to see him this year.
Yeah,
Is he?
that's my man.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you
You
to
got, you
my
got, a,
man.
you got a good one, man. You got a real one for sure. He handled that like a champ last year. Like it's one thing to be an artist, but it's another thing to have that support in the community, let alone in the house. You
Yeah,
know what I
that's my
mean?
grounding force right there. Because as you
Yeah.
can tell, I ain't got a scrap of sense among me. That's my sense. He's my sense.
Hey, yeah. So, hey, let's before we get off of here, because I think we got everything we need, but that's just the cherry on top. Now we got the cherry on top. Let's talk about your art journey a little bit, right? Let's talk about the first time you realized that this may be something I want to do.
Mm. So we
Mm,
talking about way, way back in the day when I was like a child. Okay.
okay,
So
let's get it.
fun fact, I've always drawn, but it was like a fun thing for me. Like, when you a kid, you see your favorite characters or whatever, and you try and draw them, stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
always been my bag. But I had never took it any further than that, besides teachers getting pissed at me for doodling on their desk or whatever, all
You
the
were
way
that
into
person.
college.
You were that
Oh,
kid. You were that kid.
I was that college student. I'm not gonna lie. I hope that none of my professors see this. That had me in like my theater major because I was in the back of the lighting class, literally doodling Mario levels all across the long white table. The set manager in the theater building was so fed up with this phantom artist doodling all over the tables that she put a long ream of paper across the table and said, "Here, draw on this. Do not draw on my table anymore, please."
Hey, but casual. I need you to hold off 1 second. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
y'all, we got her. We got her. See, this has been a 2 year investigation.
You'll
So
never catch me alive.
this has all been a ploy. This has all been an illusion. We got her. We had 5,000
Wow.
people, 5,000 officers out there.
It took
So,
5 barrel clothes and you finally got me.
hey yo, hey yo.
Oh my God.
Uh,
No, okay.
okay.
But yeah, I've always been like a visual thing. That's always been a thing for me. But like I'm obviously a ham. So I went to school for theater and performance studies. And I still act and everything. But painting and drawing, that's kind of what I do when I don't get on the stage. And I really that's also my meditative process. So it was like when I graduated college and everything, it was like, all right, I'm doing my thing, I'm performing or whatever, I'm hamming it up, but I need something to soothe. So one day I just picked up some paint. I'm like, I've never painted before. How does this feel? And 3 hours later, I had a girl with space in her eyes and space for hair. And I'm like, I might have to start showing these to people and seeing what happens with that. And that's literally the history of how
The,
casual
yeah,
blerdist became.
it's so crazy. It's so crazy because it really, man, like most people want this. It's wild because we just living in our truth, and we just the art will take it where it needs to go. If you just do the art, man, just do the work.
Exactly.
You just trust it. Like that got you. It's wild because that moment you're talking about is the catalyst of why all this exists. You know what I'm saying? Like why I'm literally, you could tell by just your background that you appreciate craft. You appreciate creativity. Like
Yes.
that's artist in itself, and even your energy of how you speak, your outgoingness, right? That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it outgoingness because that's what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
that's where my charisma switch gets turned on. Talk about
yeah,
art, video
yeah.
games, nerd stuff. That's when the switch turns on.
Hey yo, so I did an interview with one of the artists yesterday, Patrick. His name is More Art, like More More,
Hmm.
and he says, "Look, I'm a nerd. First thing,
Yes.
and I know, right? The empowerment from that, right? Most people like our age, right, in our level that grew up when we grew up in the '90s, right? Like
Hmm.
most people, like they hear the word nerd and they think of like Steve Urkel, but not cool like Steve. Steve was so dope to me. But anyway, like they think of like, you know what I mean? They think of like someone that's been bullied in a corner or something like there's a negative connotation around it. But as I get older and I look back, nerds were always the bravest ones. They were okay being themselves. There's an empowerment in that. They actually were the bravest people in school. And I like I want to be a nerd. You know what I mean? I want to be an individual. I want to love what I love and I don't care what you think about it. You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
why I love this boom in nerd culture that we're getting. Some of the
Yo,
folks in nerd culture, they're getting like a little salty. Like, I was a nerd before it was cool, wagging their cane and everything like that. And I get that to a certain extent. But also, I appreciate the fact that these new babies in the game don't have to do all the weird crap we had to do in order to get our anime fixes, sitting up here watching 2 minute clips of a 30-minute episode on YouTube over and over again, or getting all these viruses on your mama and daddy's computer trying to get these fixes. Like, I'm glad they don't have to go through all of that. So if it's like if I was a nerd before it was cool, all right, I helped make it cool. Y'all welcome. That's how I feel
yo,
about it.
and we're ending it on that note. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you said nerd culture, the new nerd culture out here, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, yeah, that's a
The
thing.
blur culture in particular, that's like a whole different sect of nerd culture, and that's like my favorite place to live. Hence the name. Hence the name.
Respect. I think we had enough of you. So,
You can never get enough of me. Ever. Ever.
yo, so hey yo, hey yo, this has been the funnest one sit down so far, and they're all going to see this. And I've been saying that to everyone, but I mean it on this one though. Like I really do, I really do. This has been hilarious. I'm crying right now. Yo,
I tend to have that effect.
stop it, stop it. So hey, this is what I need you to do. Look in your camera, tell them who you are, tell them where they can find you at on August 9th.
All
That's
right now. Wait, which one is the camera? I can't remember where my front and back is. Here we go. My name is the effervescent, ever extra casual blerdist. And on August 9th, you can find me at Barrel and Flow 5, getting my paint on and chopping it up with all you lovely people. See y'all soon.
Yeah, man. Hey, as we like to say, you can put that in your cup and sip it, man. Put a seal on that one. Hello. Hey, we back again.
All
Barrel Flow
right.
5. Hey, that was dope, wasn't it? Barrel Flow
Yes.
5. We back, baby. See you there. August 9th.
See you.
Hello. Ah.
Order in the court.